Hey kids, my name's Guby.
What is Guby? Well, I wasn't really sure myself when I first came upon it on TikTok a couple weeks ago, but at first glance it seemed like any other ordinary kids' educational show. Fun, silly, looking yellow character teaching the kid viewers different topics like shapes, animals, numbers, and much more. But going deeper into these videos, you start to realize that there is more than just a regular old kid show going on, but something more disturbing and twisted going on behind the scenes. I mean, you could have easily pointed that out just by watching the first video and the eerie and odd quality of these videos, but I digress. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 videos that have been released on the Guby Educational Videos YouTube channel and TikTok, and to break down the story and lore of the terrifying analog horror kids show ARG. Before I get into this video, please go show some support to the creator of this series. It is really unique and I absolutely love what has been made so far about this Guby ARG analog horror series. Please show support to the creator of the series. Anyways, the first video, learning numbers 1 to 10, is of course teaching you about numbers. Who would have known? The episode starts with the intro, which are letters that jump into frame that spell out Guby, the name of the yellow man. First we got yellow cartoon icons like Homer Simpson, SpongeBob SquarePants, Minions, and to add on to the yellow guy legacy, we now got Guby. How epic! The episode itself looks as if it was recorded through some sort of analog media, with grainy, saturated television VHS look to it, all while the screen gets distorted throughout the video. Guby continues to show the viewer what the numbers 1 to 10 look like, but it gets even stranger from here on out, as Guby mentions to the viewer if they want to see his favorite number. He proceeds to pull out a credit card. Bruh. The screen gets extremely distorted as a much deeper voice proceeds to tell the viewer to grab their credit card and to tell him the numbers on the front and the 3 wacky numbers on the back. It cuts back to normal as the outro of the video plays. From this, we can understand that someone or something, possibly the creator of the show, is wanting to get information from the viewers who, in this case, might be impressionable kids, to do what he asks and to give them more information about them. There is Morse code that plays towards the end of the video that translates to either evading or escaping. This might sound pretty wacky and a random theory that I have, but trust me, it'll make much more sense when we move on to the next video. Learning letters A to Z shows Guby teaching you letters. Yep, of course, obviously. Throughout the episode, Guby is teaching the viewers all about letters. He proceeds to talk about what his favorite words and letters are, in which the screen and audio gets distorted and says, "Help me," "He killed me," and "Please help me." What's eerie about this part of the episode is that it isn't Guby saying these words. It is, however, a young child.
My favorite words are help me. Please help me. Please help me.
The screen gets more distorted and the music plays in reverse as we get some information that flashes up on screen. One of which is an upside down shot of a little child, either standing up or sitting down, as well as some missing children posters, all while we can hear audio of kids screaming playing in the background. Pretty messed up, but wait a minute, missing kids, related to kids entertainment thing, crazy guy or said creator of that thing doing something bad? This is literally FNAF! But instead, this is a kids show and not an animatronic pizzeria place. Five Nights at Goobys! Maybe that's why Matt Pat made a video about it. He loves FNAF after all. But yeah, after this disturbing part of the video, it once again cuts back to normal and ends like nothing happened. Another very eerie end to one of the videos, but it gets even more disturbing from here on out. Right now we know that there are missing children cases that somehow relate to the show and possibly the creator of this said program. The third video is learning about colors. Yeah, you get the point. The audio is distorted and corrupted and you can't make out what Guby is saying. Thankfully, we got subtitles for this video. Thank God, I really needed to know what he has to say about colors. Throughout the first part of the video, he teaches the colors of the rainbow. The subtitles are also glitchy and distorted. When we get to the color purple, he explains what it is. The subtitles then show that he mentions that it's the color of a bruise. It goes on to say that his favorite color is red, and it's the color of blood. The screen and audio gets even more distorted and blood red, as we start to get more missing children reports flashing on screen, with very disturbing and downright scary visuals of Guby, I assume, with a giant mouth and pointy teeth. When this photo flashed on screen, I literally shit my pants. This was absolutely terrifying. And once again, the episode ends. But not quite. We then get a distorted clip of a stop-motion animation short from 1973 titled The Munchers, a fable, in which it shows teeth talking about eating different foods and having a balanced diet. A silly educational video about different foods that also dance, I guess. And how important it is to eat healthy foods and to brush your teeth and overall ways to stop tooth decay. I've been trying to figure out how this short relates to Guby and the missing children and have been struggling to figure it out, but towards the end of the video, I probably found a solution to it, so stick around until the end of the video to give my thoughts on this whole stop-motion animation film and how this relates to Guby. All I got out of this video is that this video pretty much confirms that someone associated with the Guby show is behind the missing children. Now, the fourth video is probably the most disturbing yet interesting part of the series, as we finally start to understand more of the lore around the missing children and who the individual behind it is. The video is all about learning shapes. Almost everything in this video is very polygonal, from Guby to the letters and shapes in the background of the video. He shows the viewers different shapes and then proceeds to say objects like a plastic lid, a plastic spoon, a car battery, a broken light bulb, a rotten egg, a broken dish, and out of nowhere shows a little girl, who is another victim that has been kidnapped by the individual behind the show, presumably. He proceeds to mention objects like a razor and toenail clippings. These objects that were shown off in this video so far might be random, but what I personally think these objects could mean is that they were used by the individual somehow or some way to lure the kids and kidnap the victims, and maybe use these sort of objects to torture his victims. Guby proceeds to show his favorite shape to the viewer, which is... Wow, there's a lot to talk about in this clip. Numerous photos and clips flash up on screen as the screen glitches and stutters and everything becomes distorted. First of all, we start to get more information about the victims, those of which being Sophia Anthony, Andrew Connor, Michaela Atkins, all of which are originally from different locations in the US. We also get shots of a kid sitting on a sofa, which could possibly be one of the missing children, and that they originally watched the Goobys show before they went missing. We also get footage of what seems to be a downstairs basement, a possible location of the individual involved with these crimes, as well as a place where he might be keeping his victims. Tap codes also show up throughout this video, which translates to "he is not what he says he is" and "panic surged through the children." Their screams drowned out by the cacophony of his chilling melody, their hope for escape dwindling in the face of an insurmountable horror that seems to have taken on a life of its own. This is most likely referring to the man behind the slaughter, I mean the man behind Guby and the missing children. The words are either said by the children or symbolize the way the children feel about the kidnapper. While the video is glitching, the subtitles say the following: "Do not look into his eyes. Do not listen to what he says. Do not trust him. He lies, he lies, he lies." There is also text that also reads, "AM appeared to us as a burning bush and said we could kill the hurricane bird if we wanted to eat," which is a verse from the book I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream by Harlan Ellison. I've been trying to figure out what this could mean and why this book has a lot of correlations to this ARG, but maybe in a future video I'll go more in depth into this book and how it relates to Guby. One part of the video that stands out the most is the man in the suit that appears throughout this video. He is wearing what seems to be a Guby mask that is smiling. Could this be the creator of Guby? Is this the man behind the missing children? What if this Gooby face mask thing is the one that tricks the kids and lures him closer to his evil acts? Remember the code that translates to, "He is not what he says he is"? This could refer to the man right here, who wears this Gooby face mask to trick kids into thinking he's Gooby or some friendly individual, but in the end, lures them into his traps. There is so much to this video, but right now I want to move on to the final video as of right now, learning about animals. The intro gets distorted, twisted imagery, and the missing children posters flash on screen as we can hear heavy groaning noises being played throughout this part. After, it cuts to where the last video left off, with a distorted Gooby talking about shapes as it cuts straight back to normal. We finally know what Gooby's favorite shape is.
My favorite shape is a circle.
God damn it! Well, I guess we will never know what his favorite shape is. That's one thing I really wanted to know. A little girl's voice says that her favorite shape is a circle, which angers Gooby as the screen starts to shake. He gets distorted and scrambled text appear on screen, in which it translates to, "Only speak when spoken to." Throughout the video, it shows different text and poems, some of which read, "I find myself consumed by thought of him, his antics playing out vividly in my mind's eye. The name conjured images of laughter and joy, of innocence and wonder. It is the embodiment of childhood itself, a beacon of light in a world grown dark with cynicism and doubt." Another one reads, "He was a manifestation of my own desires and aspirations, a being that wheeled itself into existence by planting seeds of creativity in the fertile soil of my mind. Deep down, I know that he's the one pulling the strings, weaving himself into the fabric of my reality until I can't remember time when he wasn't a part of me." The last one at the end of the video reads, "I was merely a vessel, a conduit through which his enigmatic being wheeled itself into existence." Some of the text that appears when Gooby gets angry and distorted reads, "Listen to what I tell you, pig," when the little girl says her favorite animal is a pig. People are animals too, when Gooby mentions what his favorite animal is. "All animals have teeth" flashes on screen as well, towards the end of the video. The little girl is also heard saying that "we are not animals" when responding to Gooby. The song at the end of the video, "Any little girl that's a nice little girl is the right little girl for me," plays as we can hear footsteps, a door closing, and someone that sounds like they're struggling to breathe is heard in the background. Welp, I just shit my pants. That was freaking terrifying, holy crap. So what we are getting from this series is that there is a strange kids show that is either airing on TV or is this YouTube channel itself. Someone is making these videos and episodes, sharing them on the internet or airing them on TV, and their main purpose is to kidnap and lure children. Hence why we see numerous missing children reports throughout these sort of videos. The man behind the show is what we can assume is also the creator of the episodes and videos. And from these videos, the man in the suit wearing the Gooby mask is the man behind the crimes, as well as the man behind Gooby. Literally. The last episode really shows what this individual is wanting to do with the victims. From the part of the video where Gooby says that his favorite animal is a person, which pictures of the human body show up on screen. The deep, ominous voice is heard saying that people are animals too, which the child then says that we are not animals. My theory is that the man wants to treat his victims like animals, as stated with the text that appears earlier in the video that reads, "Listen to what I tell you, pig," and "All animals have teeth." With these two lines, we can also look back at some of the clips that were shown towards the end of the previous videos in the series as well. More specifically, the stop motion animation clip of the dancing teeth and food, like I mentioned earlier, which that can relate to the line, "All animals have teeth." We also know that he keeps his victims in his basement as well, when we hear the footsteps and the door closing at the end of the video to the footage of the basement from the previous videos. It all fits together, and we're slowly starting to understand the lore and the story of the Gooby ARG. Now, while I was editing this video, I started to rewatch the most recent Gooby video, and I was going through some of the video and I came upon this frame right here. It's a photo of the guy in the Gooby mask, presumably the creator of Gooby, the runner of the show, doing some sort of live television performance, live television recording of a show in front of a child audience. This somewhat changes my theory about this whole series, as there's not only one Gooby show, but there's also most likely two. There's two Gooby shows, the cartoon educational TV show and the live performance show with the live audience. What this live audience television show might be, I have no clue. But my theory is that maybe, just maybe, the Gooby show, the educational one with the cartoon and whatnot, leads kids to come onto his live television performance show, and that's how he finds his victims. That's my theory, but I don't know. Maybe he's using this live television show to find his, his child victims, and takes them behind the scenes and whatnot. I have no clue, but hey, that's just a theory. A Sanko theory, all right? I don't know. There is probably a lot of other lore-related stuff about this ARG series that I missed out in this video, so, if I didn't get all of it, let me know down in the comment section below. What we know about the series so far is that there's a psychotic, crazy guy who created this kid show in which he uses the show to lure kids to him so he can, kidnap them and trap them in his basement or whatever. Think of it like Five Nights at Freddy's. The purple guy lures the kids into the back of his kids' entertainment pizzeria establishment place while wearing a Springtrap suit to trick them and murder them. This ARG series obviously takes inspiration from other horror media like Five Nights at Freddy's, but with this series it really stays original and really fresh, and every video you watch of it is more unique and interesting and more original, and lets viewers dive deeper into the lore and to find out what's really happening in this universe and in this story. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm hoping that I can make a part 2 to this video in the near future, so make sure you subscribe so you never miss an upload. Thanks again everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.